who wants clout? If you diss Von, he will put you in the clout. Possibly another reference to FBG Duck's murder, whose nickname was of course Big Clout. A day after this, Von would take to Instagram Live, saying that he's tired of people judging him because of YouTube videos about him.
Yeah, I think y'all know me because I watch YouTube and y'all listen to what these people telling y'all stupid. Oh yeah, y'all listen to what the people tell y'all. Some people try to make me bad when I am. People try to make me over there. It's cool. They had to do, motherfucker. I do what I gotta do. Y'all don't know me. I ain't on no super tough, no super gangster. That's just what's going on. That's what I am. That's what's going on. So I'm laughing, I'm smiling around here. Cause I'm super gangster.
This was an epic Instagram Live where Von would go in depth on a lot of things, showcasing both sides of his personality. He would say that he's really gangster like the videos say, but that he's also smiling about it because it makes him laugh, before also reminding fans not to play with him because he really is dangerous.
I'm super gangster. I'm like that, but I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm smiling, I'm playing with y'all. But don't play with me like that. I don't play with nobody like that for real.
King Von would tell his fans that him and his O-Block homie Louis killed their ops.
King ya la op. Dick sucking ass on King Dave. Got to fucking with them niggas on King Dave, kid. Don't trip. We ain't even gonna talk about that no more. I wish Louis would rah. Not as rah. Look at Louis Goop.
At this point, Von is seemingly hyped up and begins to ask the audience which ops he should talk about.
Man, who else to talk about it? I'm on the road today. I'll come right out the way. Who to talk about? Drop a name on my.
Von goes on to say that people are just mad because he's tough and handsome, and because he knows that he did violent things to people who are in the comments on this live, with Von even going as far as to say to his viewers, if he did something to you or your family, comment below and he will pin it.
Hey, I know you ain't know me. I know you be hating. I look like this and I'm tough like I am. Oh yeah. That shit hurt. And I did on there. I seen I did shoot. Yeah. That shit hurt. I got to say your name on it. Looking. I got to comment and I'm gonna pin y'all if I did something to you. Let's see how about this guy. So you ain't do shit to me. My cousin maybe. Or if I did something to somebody, nah, just playing. We making this street look good. Man, this street all bad on King Dave. I done lost everybody. I'm full now, yeah. Everybody dying, everybody in jail, everybody dead. I'm here at the Lloyd funeral.
Von was really careless during this period of his life. He really comes across as if he never thought he would get caught, or as if he simply didn't realise that the whole world was listening to him. He would continue to tweet, saying that he would be ready to drop soon, and asking fans what they want him to drop, a song or an op. Then on the 4th of October, another Instagram Live of Von would surface, showing Von getting off a plane with one of the shooters accused of killing Duck, Muwop, with Von even telling fans that Muwop has all type of bodies.
This Muwop, he crazy. He got all type of bodies. Come on, Muwop. My mom, come on. My bodyguard. Come on, bodyguard.
On October the 9th, Von drops the song I Am What I Am with Fabio Foreign, rapping more lyrics seemingly referencing the murder of FBG Duck, aka Big Clout. The same day, Von would tweet, bragging to have done everything people say they did in the streets, and in Von's case, getting away with it. Then, on October the 14th, 2020, Von releases a song called Slide with another rapper called Yak Yola. This song is a reinterpretation of FBG Duck's own hit song of the same name, Slide. But of course, Von would use his version of Slide to mock Duck. 2 days after that, he would tweet the word duck with a love heart and a picture of himself ducking his head down. Clearly, all of Von's brazen activities in the streets and online were indeed making him the target of an investigation, because also in October, Von was at the airport when he was seen on social media being searched by the police and getting angry about the fact that he was being targeted.
I can get your ID one more time.
Take a picture of my badge.
Y'all want to search me for what? I can get yours, sir. This is real quick. You took a picture of my ID, man.
You already took a picture, man. Keep it moving.
What y'all trying to search me for?
You're blocking the path for
Alright.
passengers to get through, so you gotta keep moving.
Police all on my dick. I don't know what the fuck wrong with these people. They took me to search my bed for some drugs, all type of Hey, matter of fact, look. This took a picture of my ID, got my address and everything. This I don't know this man, you know what I'm saying? You can remember his face. King, wow, here, I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm gonna play time out.
Von would share a picture of the officer who searched him to Instagram, even tagging superstar hip-hop lawyer Drew Findling, also defended Donald Trump. But clearly, Von wasn't worried, because the same day that footage was going around, he would also tweet that he has bodies from way back, perhaps taunting those very cops who were stopping him at the airport trying to solve these murders. Around this time, King Von would also do an interview where he seemed to suggest that he was making the most of his career because he knew the cops would eventually work out what he'd done and put him away.
I'm trying to go crazy real quick, but the feds come.
What?
But not one to let some meddling cops get in the way of his booming rap career. A couple of days later, Von would drop his debut studio album, Welcome to O-Block, on October the 30th, 2020, a date which coincidentally was the anniversary of T-Roy's birthday and the murder of P5. Welcome to O-Block had some bold songs, where Von would hint further at the crimes he'd allegedly committed, and ironically, the very first lyric of that album would see Von admitting that the cops are onto him. By this point, Von's lyricism was the sharpest it had ever been, and he really did have a talent for using music to communicate the dark reality behind the life that he had lived. Another line on that opening track, Armed and Dangerous, really stuck out to me, where Von raps that he has inflicted tragedies and casualties on his ops, admitting that he did a lot of things to people that he can't remember, but he knows that they remember him. He would reminisce on October 2012 when he had allegedly killed numerous people, rapping that people were dying all of October, and it's the real Halloween. There was also the track Demon, where Von would open up about becoming a killer after the death of his friend White White, a track featuring a lyric where he claimed to have killed 7 people, saying bodies I got a few, 4 plus 3, 3 plus 2. This is a line a lot of people assumed meant 7 kills and 5 assists, or killings that he was present for. But my interpretation of this would actually be that it's Von saying that he killed 7 people personally before he became a rapper, and 5 people who were killed by his crew, either while he was allegedly present, like in the case of Lil Mark, or allegedly on his orders, like would have been the case with FBG Duck. Hell, some people would even count Dooski King Von's body count, because after all, Von would claim that he was smoking Dooski after his death, having tweeted not long before that you can only smoke somebody if you had something to do with killing them. If you include that, that would make a full 12 bodies that King Von has been associated with over the years. Combine that with the fact that Von would end this song by boldly saying FBG Duck, then I think it becomes pretty clear that he's trying to take responsibility for this killing. Another song on the album called The Code would see King Von rapping about splitting $100,000 with his team and being goated. A line that hits different when you know that he allegedly paid $100,000 to have Duck killed, and tweeting a goat emoji immediately after the murder took place. Von would only be alive for around a week following the release of this project, but recording numerous songs and freestyles that referenced his alleged murders, like King Von's Audio Mac Bless Booth freestyle, where he straight up rapped that he had 7 bodies. On the 2nd of November, he would tweet that people want to kill him with a yawning emoji. Clearly, Von was not scared. In fact, one of the very last things that Von did was an interview with DJ Academics. A big part of this interview was a discussion of Von's beefs. Academics would press Von about his earlier tweets, suggesting that Von was lying about him and FBG Duck squashing their beef, with Von denying that he was lying and suggesting that somebody else had deleted their DMs.
You know you and Duck didn't make up. His mom came out. You and Duck.
Gang, how you gonna tell? See, this ain't right. Hey,
His mom said that would never happen.
His mama was not there. I ain't never met his mama. I don't know his mama. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to him. You see what I'm saying? Then they deleted all our DMs, so I can't show him the. I don't know why they do that.
From here, a flustered King Von will try and sidestep his past beef with Duck, saying that they just went to school together.
They just make it look real crazy to y'all. These just really people you all went to school with.
That's just super crazy to me. I kid you not.
That's how they make it.
Like, yo,
you gotta understand. You said they right there down the street. We went to school that. They you know, and then it ain't no more. You know, it's all right. Let's talk about it. Both of us rapping, we can figure out the voice. You see what I'm saying? Like we tell Chicago far back, tell Chicago far back.
Eventually, Academics would ask Von how he felt when he heard about Duck's death, and Von would start slowly eating cereal, saying that he was hurt by Duck's death in an incredibly unconvincing manner.
Were you saddened by the news that he was murdered then?
Man, she hurt. I didn't go to sleep that night.
At a certain point, Von tells Academics to hold on. He would then point the camera away from his face, and we would hear what sounds like Von and his friends laughing on camera. And before Von came back on camera for a very brief moment, we got a good friend of Obrock DJ laughing in the background.
Oh.
I can't help but notice the fact that Von is eating cereal whilst discussing the killer duck.
Wait, you eat this cereal straight out the box? No milk?
I said all honestly, cereal apparently Von people of dirt, but they would flirt and agree to go on a date.
I see her again in the studio. She had a feature. I read to talk to her. She left. Then I see her again. Now I'm fake drunk at the love release party for Dirk album. I see her, but I ain't know she was fake talking to somebody else right there. But I'm on her. I'm off the whatever the lick and shit. So I'm grabbing my hand, trying to talk to him.
Von just kept bothering me, and I'm like, but who is this boy? He just kept bothering me, bro, bothering me. We walking out, y'all. I don't even know this man. This man got his hand around my waist. I'm like, whoa.
Now, I take Dirk phone, I get in his DM, like, talk to my brother. Ooh. And then she
DM from Dirk.
I mean, talk to my brother who I'm speaking to that and shit.
It's him. That's
She said,
hilarious.
yeah.
I'm like, no. I said no a million times. No, bitch. I said no so much I got tired of saying no. I'm like, let me go on a date with you. As soon as I said okay, this man Vaughn called me in seconds.
She sent the number and I was saying she live in Atlanta. Now, when I go to the crib, now Dirk out of town. He left his truck in my car. He got a track out, baby. Raw. Ooh, I got Dirk car today. So I go finish. I tell her I'm going to take her out. And
King Von would actually pick up Asian for their first date in Lil Durk's Jeep Trackhawk, the very same truck that they caught their attempted murder charge in Atlanta. But in the end, the date between Asian Doll and King Von was apparently a success.
You know, I ain't slow. I knew Dirk car. I ain't thinking, oh my God, he got a car. They got 300 on it. I'm like, that's Dirk car. Because I had already seen Dirk post the car. But it was so cute because I'm like, these sticking together, that's crazy. They like, Dirk helping him out, letting him to the car for the weekend just so it can impress me.
so I got a little money. I only had I was double. So I had like $600 in my shit. And a little outfit, a nice outfit. I put that on. Took some of Dirk cologne and shit. Took his car shop to go pick up, to got to eat and shit.
So he came pick me up. He kept calling, making sure I was gonna get ready. He like, get ready. After the day be cold. So he had his jacket on. He was trying to give me his jacket, but he was cold. So I just got under his jacket with him. And then it's like my chest touched his chest. Our hearts touched each other's hearts. Everything just connected when I hugged him after the first date. And then we went to the house.
They would make a connection and eventually make their relationship official. Asian Doll would release a song called Grandson about King Von on Valentine's Day 2019, with him appearing in the music video. In a March 2019 interview with Lil Durk, a shy King Von would reveal publicly that he was indeed dating Asian Doll.
King Von, I'm saying he in a relationship too.
Shout out Asian Dad.
Okay.
He go in, yeah.
You heard it, man. He looking at you like, come on, man.
Von would go on to drop light-hearted tweets about his super savage friends, laughing at people who knew him online as Asian Doll's boyfriend. But the two of them would indeed be an item, and she would need to deal with the baggage of dating a super savage. When Von got arrested for attempted murder, Asian would be in tears over her boyfriend's incarceration.
I've been on the plane for 20 hours. Everybody. I was crying. I miss my boyfriend, my husband, everything. But I'm better. He want me to be out here turned up, so I got all my crying out on the plane. Now I'm finna just turn up.
Von would even call Asian Doll from jail, joking that he would be beating her up when he gets home.
Free my jail. I miss him.
You talking about?
Man, what?
Nah, it's clear.
Talking about who I'm talking about? You. I'm always talking about you.
Always. People always talking about me. I was catching some shit. I'm like, nah, this ain't talking about me, okay?
What? So you crazy. If it was good, yeah, I'm talking about you.
I don't get no fucking bad. That's the thing. I don't know good, bad.
If it's bad, I'm on that with yours. I'm being
Talk about
ass.
me if it's bad. Don't talk about nobody else.
Nah, I'm just gonna be ass first, ask questions later if it's bad. I ain't got time.
I'm already beating your ass when I don't even know.
You not beating me up. I'm not gonna do that.
Eventually, Von would return home and be reunited with Asian Doll, but ironically this time it would be Asian getting Von in trouble. While out on bail for that attempted murder, King Von would end up getting into a fist fight with a man in a studio who would apparently call Asian Doll a bitch, being sent back to jail for a brief period.
Somebody called my girlfriend a bitch yesterday. Tell him what happened in my hand, bro.
Over beat his ass.
And despite Von winding up in jail for it, it would appear that Asian Doll would actually appreciate Von's protection, calling him her bodyguard on Twitter, with Von himself saying that he wishes she wasn't a rapper so that he could keep her home and protect her, saying that he doesn't trust her around other rappers.
Isn't it nice to have somebody in the same industry as you?
No, that ain't. I'd rather have. I wish I can't say I wish she wasn't a rapper, nothing like that. But it'd be better if I knew that she's at the house instead of going around all these people laying around and
damn, what's going on? Now I'm just thinking, hey, damn, what the fuck she doing? Why she ain't answering the phone?
And that's how she be
She
feeling.
feel the same
I
way.
just said that.
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I wish my nigga was in the damn house.
No.
Also,
You
it's
feel what
been
I'm
times
saying?
when you didn't like a nigga and she had to work with
I'm
him.
not gonna say nothing because you know you gotta be.
Like y'all gotta
You gotta be for sure with yourself,
yeah.
man. I know I'm that. So
Von was clearly very possessive about Asian Doll, even tweeting that he would kill somebody for messing with her. With that in mind, it's no surprise that eventually it would be another rapper that would seemingly get in between Von and Asian, and that rapper would be none other than Baton Rouge gangster rap superstar NBA YoungBoy. Now, King Von had a strange relationship with YoungBoy over the years. King Von would be dissing NBA YoungBoy all the way back in February 2019.
You for YoungBoy? Why? I'm just damn. Hang up on your ass. But if like you cheat, go ahead and say you put I'm gonna hang up on your ass. Don't I just you from the He alright. He cool, right? So I can't speak on him. He ain't all that, is he though? What you trying to say? Like, I'm just trying to see what you feel about him. He cool. He's straight. He's straight. He ain't better than you. He ain't better than you. Yeah, for sure. Cause you don't be doing.
In March 2019, King Von would also diss YoungBoy again on social media, saying that his music is full of lies.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
He talking crazy on this one.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his ass, nah.
On his
All that cap. You got cap in your raps. You got cap in your rap.
But at other times, it seemed that Von quite admired YoungBoy. He'd often play his music and even tweeted welcome home to him in August when he was freed, as well as being seen on social media copying several of YoungBoy's mannerisms and quotes.
Boy, as my grandma raised me, you hear me? You know I ain't no hoe. What up?
My grandma raised me. You know I ain't no hoe.
Perhaps King Von was looking to catch YoungBoy lacking rather than admiring him, because clearly both Lil Durk and King Von were feeling competitive with NBA YoungBoy during this period. In October 2019, Lil Durk would reply to a DJ Academics tweet claiming that NBA YoungBoy was the best street rapper since the Chicago wave, with Lil Durk suggesting that Von was a realer street rapper who could actually compete with YoungBoy. In February 2020, Von would tweet indicating that YoungBoy was holding on to a song featuring both of them and telling him that he should release it. It would seem that Von and Asian Doll were on good terms around this time, with Von showing off a bunch of gifts and a love letter from her just a few days after Valentine's. However, by May 2020, Von would be tweeting that he was going through a rough breakup, and the following month tweeting that Asian Doll was acting crazy and trying to embarrass other women. But a few days later, Von would tweet seemingly indicating that he was back on good terms with Asian Doll. Then, the following month, Von would tweet saying that he doesn't care what a woman does if it's not his girlfriend. A few weeks after that, in August, Von would tweet saying that he takes things too far when he gets mad, and tweeting saying that people won't believe the woman that he just made a hit with. That same day, images would surface of Von spending private time with the mother of NBA YoungBoy's child, a woman named Jania. And later, speculation swirled that Von and her may have even created a sex tape during their time together, after King Von tweeted that he posted a video that would make somebody stop claiming their own kids. And later, King Von's sister would also indicate that she had seen a video of Jania sleeping with somebody. DMs would also later circulate from somebody who was apparently with them when they met, suggesting that Von and Jania had indeed slept together, not recorded music. And Von would later rap on the song Rose Gold with PNB Rock, lyrics that seemed to suggest that somebody's baby mother was bad in bed. One of his friends, 600 Breezy, would congratulate King Von publicly for sleeping with his ops baby mother and saying Rapper K, suggesting that Von and his friends were looking to see NBA YoungBoy dead. However, Jania would take to social media to deny the rumours and say that she was simply working on music with Von to make money for her son.
We walked to the table to play the little game after my studio session and I went home. That's it. Y'all trying to make stories out of nothing. I don't fit me. Like I said, I don't with no nigga. I've been working. We have a song coming out. Y'all wasn't supposed to know, but it is what it is now. We have a song coming out. So when the song come out, y'all gonna with it. Just know it's hard as I'm just trying to get my money to take care of my son. Period.
On top of that, DMs would also circulate suggesting that Von had indeed only worked on music with Jania to make Asian Doll mad. However, Asian would later come out and claim that the story wasn't true about them working on a song together, suggesting that she had actually found romantic DMs between Von and the mother of YoungBoy's child.
Nah, I seen that in them DMs. I've been seeing none of this not a surprise. So all that songs that she did, you won't dick.
The day after those pictures of Von's rendezvous with Jania surfaced, Youngboy would post a picture with a caption saying that he's going to make sure that his son grows up and sleeps with King Von's daughter since he's trolling him with his baby mother. And while this was all going on, another Chicago Black Disciple rapper close to King Von, Lil Reese, was claiming to be planning to beat up NBA Youngboy's artist, Quando Rondo. Quando would reply to this, saying that Reese won't do nothing. After this, King Von would seemingly threaten Youngboy and Quando Rondo, tweeting on September the 7th, 2020, that he hopes that God has room up there for more dead people. This seemingly provoked a response from Quando Rondo's right-hand man Lil Tim the next day, who warned Von and people from Chicago about messing with Quando. And this would seemingly be followed by a response from King Von the next day, tweeting, reminding the world that he has been fighting his whole life and that he hits hard as hell. The same day that all of this is going on with Von and Jania, NBA Youngboy would drop a snippet of an unreleased song. This song later turns out to be the track Dead Trolls, and in this song, Youngboy claims, like Von, to be responsible for 7 murders, and rapping that he's going to catch someone from out of town who is chasing after a girl and kill them. Youngboy would also rap that his ops are mad because they can't get a feature from him. Perhaps a hint to potentially under-collaboration between artists being held back by Youngboy's earlier tweets. Some people would later claim that this song predicted King Von's death, with one lyric saying that he's planning to kill someone in Atlanta after a show. But chances are that's just a creepy coincidence. But it's no coincidence that Youngboy dropped this snippet the very day that Von's running around with the mother of his child. A day later, Von would tweet claiming not to have a girlfriend and to simply be focusing on his career. But a few days after that, Von would tease a snippet of a new song of his own, a track titled Too Real. In this song, he would rap that he's going to expose somebody and that he's going to kill somebody because of a rap beef. Then, in September, Von would jump on Instagram Live to address his ongoing beef with NBA Youngboy, saying he's not in beef in the music industry, not to beef in other states, also saying that he will beef people for no reason if they don't like him.
Everybody ain't into nobody, to the people I've had beef with in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with nobody from all over another town. No reason you gotta be into it with somebody. There's no getting to it, okay? I'm the type of I don't need somebody like me. I don't even care. Just let me know like me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you like me. That's what it is. Let me know. Let me know. I'm so gangster that I don't need a reason. I don't gotta be no reason. I don't care.
The club with young baby mama once
with King Von there as well. See them, you know,
like smack y'all. What's that? So what they do? I don't
with apparently their live over. King Von tweeted to him, he's not beef about well, missing young boy, so his baby mum Junior. He also has saying that he or Louisiana where a young boy from, and young boy is rapping like a gangster, is a gangster. After this release, Von would be saying once somebody has moving on with the actually being during this time, Lady and Spin and Dolphin indeed looked up with on passed away. An Asian doll admit to hooking up on her song apparently even had access to a doll and Instagram account during the time he had spent together, as he had reportedly messaged the user through Asian Doll's Instagram account. And then only days before King Von would end up losing his life, on November 4th, 2020, Youngboy posted a snippet of a song that he made with Asian Doll, a song with the omnital Meet the Reaper. Von would be seen listening to the snippet of this Youngboy and Asian Doll song, literally tweeting that the song is trash, followed by yet another tweet alluding to the being a sex tape between him and NBA Youngboy's baby mother. Von would then say that him and Janine's song is way better than Asian Doll and NBA Youngboy's song, and saying that it has a better cover art. Another hint that he might have had compromising pictures of Youngboy's baby mother. Then Von would backtrack, saying that he's just playing, and that if Asian Doll is happy, he's happy, but the song still sounds trash. Then rehashing the lyric from his song Mine Too, once again indicating that Asian Doll and Janine are his girl too. The day before he was killed, King Von was incredibly active on Twitter. He would diss NBA Youngboy, tweeting that rappers are pussy and that he's not one of them. He would be able to approach him with caution, and he would say that his ops are acting gangster, but that's not what they're really like. Tweeting that he's not hurt, just retaliating to the disrespect he's received with no feelings involved, suggesting that what was going on was just entertainment, with Von eventually saying in another deleted tweet that he's going to lead by example because he's older than Youngboy, and saying that he's quitting the beef because many wars have started over a woman and that he's not beefing Youngboy. He would say that they're sharing the same women and that doesn't matter, and then in King Von's last recorded interview before his death with DJ Academics, he would touch upon his beef with NBA Youngboy since coming into the industry. Von would deny that this was a real beef, saying that they have the same girls and the internet has just blown it out of proportion.
You know what people told me? People told me you and Youngboy was beating somebody. What happened? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying a lot. It's like we got the same interests and hoes, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the you know, they'll try to make it like that because it's the internet. You see what I'm saying? And then you know how females try to make it like that because they females, and they'll try to make it like one hard. They try to. It be just all type of shit. But it ain't nothing too serious, nothing you should worry about.
Unfortunately for Von, things would be very serious indeed, and the very night of that final interview, King Von himself would escalate things and get more than he bargained for, and little did he know that this feud over women would end up being the beef that would take his life. Barely a week after the release of his debut album, Welcome to O-Block, King Von's story would come to an abrupt end. The week before his death, King Von would be reflecting on Instagram just how far he'd come, and reminding himself to enjoy these times, because he knew there would be hard times coming.
Going through this, losing so many people, gang. I lost so many people, man, going through this. Man, crazy. But now look where we at right now. You see what I'm saying? Like times like this, you gotta take it in. I just told my homie them, y'all gotta take this in. You see what I'm saying? Looking for them. I'm here with day one. This shit. And we in this winning, man. And we living on King Day. When we ain't dead and we ain't in jail and we ain't broke and we ain't, you know, life you gonna be down again. Like I'm up right now. It's gonna be times I'm gonna go through some more. I'm gonna go through some, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna think back to this time. I could always reflect on this time, like everything was going good in my life. Everything was going. That time, everything going good right now. Like right now, everything going good. I ain't got no complaints. I ain't mad about nothing. I know I done lost a shit. I don't understand a lot of shit, but I ain't even mad about it.
Sadly, the good times would end suddenly, and Von would end up losing his life at the very height of his career. His album Welcome to O-Block had debuted at the unlucky number 13 on the Billboard charts, ironically just one position above NBA Youngboy's album Top, that had already spent 8 weeks on the chart after going number 1. Then, just after midnight on the 5th of October 2020, Von would tweet his location for the evening. He was playing a show at Atlanta club Opium. Von would go live on Instagram Instagram on the way to the club, seemingly in good spirits and rapping along to his own music. He would do a live pre-show with the name of the club pinned, and he would be seen on Instagram posted up smoking hookah with his entourage of O-Block natives. He would go on to play that concert at Opium, where he would be seen jamming out on stage at the club, surrounded by his team and shouting out somebody in the crowd for wearing Not From 63rd merch, as well as dissing girls who were acting stuck up at the front of the show.
Man, I see everybody in this y'all act like y'all don't see a but I see a motherfucker in this bitch, man. I see you got that 63rd shirt back there, my this is blood. I got to get back game. Oh, no, this got to get back game. I love that. I love you, man. Hey, you know, it's all love in this tee up shit. I just dropped that on that Welcome to Roadblock. That going crazy. I don't want to thank everybody. You know what's going on. Stress gang. There's a lot of bad hoes in here. I've been walking through them. Damn, this decent shit in this. You know? Oh, damn. You know, we trying to party and have fun in this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. We got the little bougie. They acting bougie right here. They right here. Y'all better stop that, man. So we finna tee up. Turn up. I got DJ Bands in this.
Just after 1 AM, King Von would retweet a Young and Ace lyric with a caption saying that his crew are going to catch somebody and he sees them as food. Because while King Von is performing at Opium, Quando Rondo and his entourage are fresh off recording a new music video for the song The Drop, being seen on social media showing off an array of high-powered weapons that they're holding onto. After finishing his show, King Von would be seen leaving Opium in an SUV, and interestingly, that truck can be heard playing the NBA Youngboy song My Window as it was driving away.
There'll be a lot of cars behind him. Stop playing!
Apparently Von would confuse his team by choosing not to go back to his Airbnb as his security crew initially thought. Instead, Von would take a last-minute and unexplained detour to the Monaco hookah lounge where Quando Rondo was, with King Von's manager, 100K Track, later telling DJ Vlad that his team was blindsided by the change in plan.
He went over there to the after party, and then his driver and his homeboy let us know that we was redirected. We're thinking we're going to go to the Airbnb or the hotel.
At around 3:20 on November the 6th, King Von would find himself outside the Monaco hookah lounge in Atlanta. Perhaps he knew Quando Rondo would be there, or perhaps it was just a coincidence. All we know is that while there, Von approached Quando Rondo and began assaulting him with a flurry of punches, with Quando's close friend Lil Tim opening fire and striking King Von 4 times. Security footage of the fight and subsequent shooting would circulate online after the incident. What happened that night is that Von walked up to Quando Rondo and sucker punched him outside the club and proceeding to beat him up in front of a huge crowd. But after throwing a few punches, Quando's friend Lil Tim would jump out of a car and shoot King Von 4 times. Von's friends from O-Block, Slutty and Louie would attempt to shoot Lil Tim, leaving him wounded but not dead. After shooting Lil Tim to the ground, they would attempt to execute him on the floor, but the gun would jam. Whilst this is going on, a wounded King Von continues to wrestle with Quando Rondo on the floor. At this point, Von's other friend Muwop would approach, punching Quando Rondo to the ground and separating him from Von. Meanwhile, after failing to execute Lil Tim, Slutty and Louie would attempt to flee the scene, without realizing that they were running directly towards undercover police officers who would open fire, believing that their lives were in danger. The police would kill Slutty and leave Louie in critical condition. Muwop and other O-Block members would drag King Von's limp body to a waiting car and rush him to the hospital. But what's even more crazy is that Quando Rondo would take Lil Tim to the very same hospital that King Von and his team were at, with Quando Rondo even going live, showing himself trying to get Tim into the hospital and get assistance. PHF Bezu would later post saying that he'd seen Quando at the hospital, suggesting that they would have shot him if he didn't start recording. But ultimately, King Von would be rushed into emergency surgery in critical condition after the shooting. He would ultimately die in hospital, with media all around the world waking up to the news and reporting on his death.
Yeah, Rick and Sean, according to GBI, rapper King Von and his group were at Opium nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued.
Believe it or not, this all playing out right in front of 2 Atlanta police officers.
One of them was actually inside his patrol car, or next to his patrol car with his blue lights on.
APD responding, attempting to stop the shooting, but it was too late.
It hit like one officer did respond. He tried to protect himself and stop what was going on.
The investigation on this shootout will continue. No officers were injured during this incident. According to GBI, this is the 82nd officer-involved shooting that they've been requested to investigate in 2020.
After King Von died, some of the friends of people Von was rumoured to have killed would post on social media. Billionaire Black would post a picture of Modell McCambry, and the person who was shot with Modell the night he was killed posted a picture of FBG Duck, saying that Duck would be happy greeting Von in the afterlife. P5, aka Crack's cousin, would post on Facebook saying that he'd been praying for the day that King Von will be killed, whilst other friends of Crack would post tributes now that their friend's killer was no longer alive. Apparently, Crack's little brother would even post saying that they caught 2 of the 3 people who were present when Crack was killed, and suggesting that they were disappointed not to be the ones who killed Von. Outside of Chicago, affiliates of NBA Youngboy like Big B would mock King Von in an Instagram story, saying that it was funny that he was the one who started the beef and dissing NBA Youngboy, and now he was the one dead.
The joke's on you, you diss, now you getting rapped down. Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, people on Von's side would express their heartbreak at losing their main man. Asian Doll claimed to want to die when the news came out, and Lil Durk would mourn the loss of his twin. Even rap's #1 superstar Drake would post a tribute to Von after he passed. NBA Youngboy's biggest enemy, Fredo Bang, would also mourn the loss of Von too. 12 days after his final tweet, somebody would take control of King Von's Twitter account, releasing a statement thanking everybody who supported Von whilst he was alive. There would be a media frenzy around King Von's death. Funeral homes were also refusing to take King Von's body due to fears of violence at the ceremony. And when the family finally found a place that was willing to host the funeral for Chicago's most famous killer, they were forced to have it at 1 day's notice. Eventually, Von would get the peaceful burial his family had hoped for, with Von being laid to rest in Chicago on November the 14th, 2020. With pictures of Von's funeral program and casket being posted on social media. But being such a divisive figure in Chicago gang politics, Von's enemies continue to disrespect his gravesite to this very day. Naturally, Von's death sparked a strong response from many of his supporters. 600 Breezy claimed to be headed to NBA Youngboy's hood at 150 miles an hour with the Steppers. BJ, who was also shot the night that King Von was killed, would also post saying that their ops are cursed now that O-Block is after them. Meanwhile, NBA Youngboy affiliate Michi replied and said that people only really slide in silence.
Right there all day, nigga, doing no half, scary, nigga. Doing all that capping, get on that, all that shit, man. Real don't speak. Hey, if you go do something, man, do something. You don't come to no city and annihilate you in the city, man. You was supposed to slab out that, man.
Von was eventually memorialized in his native O-Block with a painting that became a tourist spot. This mural became a pilgrimage for both die-hard fans who wanted to show and Death Defiance who wanted to show that they're not scared to come to O-Block, with longtime rival FBG Cash posting up at the mural with a disrespectful caption towards Von, with Cash himself ending up being killed only months later. Once a few months passed from Von's death, his self-proclaimed twin Lil Durk would dedicate his next album, The Voice, to King Von, releasing it on December the 24th, 2020, with a front cover that depicted Durk and Von together. And eventually, Quando Rondo would break his silence about his involvement in the incident and claim King life. On the 5th of November 2020, Quando Rondo releases the song End of Story, a song that's title is a disrespectful play on Von's most popular song, Crazy Story. And in the song, Quando touches on the incident that ended up taking King Von's life, expressing frustration about being judged and saying that other people's friends wouldn't have defended him like Lil Tim did, as well as essentially dissing King Von and his friends, saying, "Blood on your brother on the ground, go pick your mans up," as well as rapping that him and Tim are claiming self-defense and that Von should have never put his hands on Quando. He would also claim that this situation led to a $1 million bounty being put on his head. And following Lisa, he would also elaborate further on events that unfolded that night in an extended interview with Angela Yee, speaking of the situation, saying that the night that Von was killed, he thought he was just letting a group of random people walk past before being suddenly sucker punched by Von.
Like, I'm thinking this is some regular individual. Next thing you know, a nigga hit me.
Quando would say the entire incident felt like an out-of-body experience to him.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Quando would also claim that the moment that King Von came over and started to fight with him, he felt like the devil was coming to get him.
Like, it's like devil was coming to get me. Like,
Quando explained to Angela Yee that Lil Tim was his day one homie and he would protect him from anything.
He what think about it, he gonna protect me with anything anybody should do.
Apparently while going off, Quando says that he prayed, unaware of what was going on, only coming to his senses after both Von and Tim had been shot.
On some out loud screaming jive, like out of body experience. It's like everything went back normal and I've been back down.
Quando was adamant that he didn't even know that it was King Von that he'd been fighting until the next day.
I didn't know this was him. Ma'am, I swear to God, on my soul, man. Like Like, man.
Quando would also say that he didn't know about the beef between Youngboy's camp and King Von's camp when this all went down.
Cause I know dude just dropped the tape. Like, was they trying to do something? Just boost him up or like what? I don't.
You just don't know where. You just don't know where it
I don't
came
have
from.
a
You have
clue.
no idea.
However, unfortunately for Quando Rondo, there would be more tragedies headed his way personally following the death of Von. In the aftermath, Quando Rondo and his team would be a frequent target of what appeared to be revenge attacks. He would be targeted in a shooting at a convenience store in Georgia on the 2nd of May 2021, luckily escaping without injury. But in the next incident, Quando would be less lucky. On August the 20th, 2022, Quando Rondo and his entourage would be targeted shooting in Los Angeles, an incident which left his close friend Lil Pab dead and a devastated Quando Rondo being recorded at the scene in the immediate aftermath. Von's life was one of extremes. He grew up in extreme poverty with a major disadvantage. He found himself being drugged into the extremely violent streets of Chicago, and he ended up being allegedly one of the most violent killers in Oak's history. By the time he died, he'd been connected to at least 11 murders that I've read about, but ultimately we'll probably never know the full extent of Von's activities in the streets. There's no doubt that Von was a prolific gangbanger and shooter, but having spent so much time analysing him and the things that he did in his life, it's hard to ignore the pleasure and pride that he seemed to get, not just from killing, but being known as a killer. An everyday gang member or even mob hitman tends to kill for survival or money, but for Von, reading all of his tweets and lyrics, it's clear that he derived a great deal of psychological pleasure from the killings that he was associated with. It seemed like he was more satisfied carrying out a hit in the streets than making a hit record, and perhaps that's why, when he got rich and famous as a rapper, he couldn't leave that in the past, because he wasn't killing to survive, he was killing for fun, and gaining satisfaction from the whole world knowing what he had done. That wasn't reason for murder, and there really was no reason for Von to put a $100,000 bounty on FBG Duck's head. Von would have been a millionaire at this point, and FBG Duck was also a success in his own way. Duck wasn't a threat to the survival of Von or his friends at this point. No, to Von, Duck was just another on his tally, another scored. Sadly, many people look up to King Von for what he did in the streets, but I don't think that's much different from how other serial killers seem to get idolized. Someone like Jeffrey Dahmer was known targeting black gay men in his community, partly due to the fact that he knew he could get away with it. And when it comes to King Von's alleged victims, it seems like he had a type too. Young black men and women from the same poor and overpopulated area he was from. Because, perhaps like Jeffrey Dahmer, Von knew that the cops simply didn't run of these crimes, so he knew he would get away with it. And he did get away with it for his entire life. Von would beat every murder investigation that his name's ever placed in. But if he was alive today, he very well may have been facing a life in prison for his role in the kill of FBG Duck. Von gave the world a lot of great music that told one of the most unique and raw stories to have ever come out of the Chicago drill scene. Von will definitely be remembered as one of the biggest and best rappers to ever emerge out of the city. He made great music, but also did terror, and so realistic, probably also be remembered as rap's very first serial killer. And gang activity. Every effort has been made to censor and remove any clips of YouTube's community guidelines. If you're over 18 and want to see this video with everything that I can't show on YouTube, the director's cut is available exclusively to my supporters on patreon.com/traplordross. This video is in no way meant to glorify or glamorize individuals, organizations, or activities discussed in this video. All of this video stop trendy popular artists in rap history. No disrespect is intended, and rest in peace to everyone in this video who lost their lives. On November 11th, 2020, Melvin Noble, better known as the rapper Mo3, was driving along the I-35 expressway in his native Dallas when a car boxes him in and a masked gunman jumps out. Mo3 attempts to run for his life down the busy freeway, but he can't escape the gun-toting assassin who shoots Mo3 multiple times, leaving him to die in the middle of the busy freeway, commuters witnessing the execution and the aftermath for hours to come. This was a brazen, broad daylight hit, and despite wearing masks, the alleged shooter's identities and affiliations would eventually be revealed to the world. Even following Mo3's career, but he'd been embroiled in years of beef